Hey, it's Clay at claytrader.com. This will be my top 10 stocks as we head into Monday, October 7th. This will be a technical analysis breakdown. So if you are someone that uses charts within your trading, or maybe you're just interested in learning more about charts and how they can be used as a tool to help make good decisions as a trader, this will be a video for you. And also, if you trade Bitcoin, I'll do a bonus analysis at the end. First off, a couple clarifications. Number one, the candlestick that you see right there will be moving around and changing. That is because the market's still open for a small amount of time. But I like to do these videos when the market is still open because sometimes we can capture some really interesting late day price movement. Second, I'll be using the 30-minute time frame, meaning each one of these candlesticks here represents 30 minutes of time. So stock number one here, ticker symbol TIGR. I think this is now my third day in a row doing this one. And this thing remains in total beast mode, higher highs and higher lows. So much so that I'm just going to go ahead and start over in terms of the drawing. So let's just get these ones out of here and we'll start afresh. But overall, very, very impressive looking chart. And in terms of levels of resistance now to keep an eye on next week, get that trend line into play right there. And I think that's going to be an interesting level to watch very closely going into next week. And then on the flip side of things, in terms of supports, we also have that support line right there. Let me change that to green, which actually gives us an overall rising wedge, which is a bearish pattern. Now, let me be very clear. Just because something's bearish does not mean it's going to crash or that the price is even to go down. That's not what it means. But am I suggesting, is the chart suggesting that, you know what, I think a pullback is probably going to be in store? Yeah, that's what this pattern is suggesting, which is not exactly the boldest of claims given, just how strong this thing has been over the past couple of days. So I don't know why that one got messed up. There we go. But going into next week, like I said, if you were to force me into a corner, I would say, yeah, this thing probably needs to take a breath, bit of a pullback. But again, to reiterate, pullback is not the same as a reversal. If you think about it, I'm not saying this will occur. The price could pull all the way back here and then stabilize out. And what would you still have? Well, from the big picture, you'd still have lows here, you'd have lows there, you'd have lows there, you'd have lows down here. And if you envision each of those as stair-steps, overall, you'd still have stair-steps progressing in the upwards direction. So again, pullback, very different than a full-blown reversal. So yes, good-looking chart, but the current status does suggest a pullback is needed. So we'll see what happens next week. Next one, PEV, nice looking chart here, good looking pattern. And in this situation, we have a bullish pattern. But again, just because something's a bearish pattern doesn't mean the price is going to go down. Same is true for bullish pattern. Just because we have a bullish pattern here does not mean for sure guarantee the price is going to be headed back upwards. But let's get this mapped out. So there is our resistance part of the pattern. There is our support part of the pattern. Let me change that to green to represent support. And then to make it easier to see, let's just keep it one color. So we have our resistance, we have our support, we have the big explosive move right here. If you golfers try to make it a little bit more visual, put the golf hole down here, this would be a bull pennant pattern. So again, no guarantees, but is it plausible? Is it valid to think that if the price comes up here and breaks up through that level, that break right there in and of itself could create additional buying pressure? Absolutely. Even if you just want to call it a self-fulfilling prophecy, I have no problem with that at all. But point being that it is more than reasonable to think that if this bull pennant can get a break to the upside, that could bring in a whole nother round of momentum. But all in all, if you like this price range, you like bull pennants, keep an eye on it. Next one here, ticker symbol BENF. And I like this one as it's formed out a nice little consolidation. So started off very strong. Actually, opening 30 minutes was pretty crazy all the way down here, then all the way up there. Hit a high and then pulled back. And when it starts to do this, it becomes a very valid question to say, uh-oh, is this a gap and trap? Is this some sort of pump and dump? And as of now, got the answer. And no, it's seemingly not, because the price not only leveled out there, it has actually now started to head back in the upwards direction. Now, this action does not mean for sure that the price headed back up to those highs, but it becomes a whole lot more plausible. Case in point, let's just say the price was still dropping. I'm sitting here saying, hey, it's looking like this is the bottom. It's looking like this thing has a chance to go back up to retest those highs. You'd be totally justified to say, wait, what are you talking about? Based on what? The price is literally just still collapsing, but that's not the case here. It has leveled out, which is where our key area of support comes into play, because as long as it can stay above that area right there at the $1.70 mark, then you can make the argument that this is indeed still just a sideways consolidation. And then in terms of key level of resistance moving forward, that seems to be right there at the top part of this channel, right around the $1.90. And high volume break of $1.90, I think, gives it a great shot to go up there and at least retest these highs, if not even break above those. But all in all, got the big surge, got the pullback, but the pullback has proved that it's going sideways. So is this sideways action the leading indicator of more upside momentum to come next week? We'll see what happens. Next one, NIO. This will mean a little bit more to those of you that watch previous videos, but if you have, then hopefully remember me talking about that line right down there as an area of support at right around 640. And wouldn't you know it, this morning, the power of charts, price came down there very closely and then got a very, very nice bounce. And in fact, as I speak right now, you can see final 30 minutes here, very, very strong. So all in all, nothing has really changed from the support side of things. 640 remains a key area of support. The one thing that did change, though, is we got a little bit of confirmation that, yeah, there does seem to be buyers down around that area. In regards to levels of resistance, yes, you still have 695 up here, but really before you put too much emphasis on that, all eyes on this battleground right there, the 50-period moving average right now valued at $6.84. So again, yes, 695, definitely a level of resistance. But before you put too much emphasis on that, let's see if the price can break above that purple line. Because you can see right there, small little break above it and then back down. So you want to make sure that that doesn't repeat itself. But all in all, very nice day. Very, very nice last 30 minutes. So let's see if this momentum builds into Monday. Next one, NVDA. And NVIDIA here has a couple of very well-defined levels. First area is just this trend line right here. And that's what I would call the ideal level. And if you say, Clay, what would make this chart look the absolute strongest moving forward? And that would be if the price can stay above that trend line. With that being said, if the price falls below it, it doesn't mean the entire chart's destroyed or anything like that, because there are still plenty of other areas of support down below it, specifically that purple line there, 50-period moving average. Keyword being moving. I understand the price is way up here. This line's way down there. But as time goes by, that line's going to move itself higher and higher and get more and more relevant. So from the overarching standpoint, as long as the price is above that purple line, the bulls are doing just fine. But yes, in terms of what would make the bulls look the strongest, definitely staying above that trend line right there. In terms of areas of resistance, nothing fancy here. No need to overcomplicate it. Just a question of where did the party stop today? And that was right there during that opening 30 minutes, right up there at the 125 mark. So keep an eye on that as public enemy number one. But all in all, very nice back half of the week. And let's see if the price can continue to build upon this trend. Real quick, want to take a break and personally invite you to get signed up for this free live online webinar that I'm offering next week. So if you've been enjoying what you've seen and you want to learn more about this tool, how it can and should be used, then definitely get signed up for the free class next week. If you're watching on YouTube, there's a link down in the description box you can use to sign up. Or if you're right at my website, there's an area on the page there you can use to sign up. So like I said, if you've been enjoying, then definitely get signed up for the free class. Next one here, ticker symbol EVGO, and drew this bull pennant pattern into play yesterday. And you can see just the right there, got the breakout this morning, and you can see very, very nice breakout from there. And I draw all that because we actually have the same exact thing that has once again formed, which is a good thing. When you get one bull pennant and then another bull pennant and then another bull pennant, that's just telling you that an uptrend is being constructed. So let's map out this newest version of the bull pennant. So there's our resistance, there is our support. And then just because I cannot help myself, let's keep it all one color. We have our resistance. We have our support. We have the new upwards move right there. We have our golfo down here. And we have ourselves another bull pennant pattern. So if you like this price range, you like bull pennants. If you like bull pennants that are just following another bull pennant, well, here you go. Next one here, TSLA Tesla. And I could have sworn I had this line mapped out from previous videos, but I'm not sure if I accidentally deleted it or what, but anyways, let's get it mapped out here. Right here at 251, definitely a level that a lot of people are going to be watching, and I make that comment because when a lot of people are watching the same level and wondering the same thing, especially when it's on a very popular stock such as Tesla, it brings about that whole idea of self-fulfilling prophecies and makes it that much more credible. Again, not guaranteed, but very credible. But you can see here, rejected, rejected, rejected. So that still doesn't mean anything for sure, but if the price were to come up here and break through that level, then more than valid, more than plausible to think that a break of that level of 251, let's just call it 25, could create a whole nother round of upwards buying pressure, because you're going to have breakout traders saying, hey, look, it's breaking out. Oh, I'm a breakout trader. Oh, I buy on breakouts. It's breaking out. Okay, I'm going to buy. And yeah, argue that that's a self-fulfilling prophecy. I have no problem with that at all. But, nonetheless, 251.25, you got to think is an area that a whole bunch of people are watching. In terms of levels of support, keep a close eye on that pink line right there, 200-period moving average. You can see not once, but actually twice today, it played out as support. No guarantees it'll happen or continue in the future, but again, more than reasonable to think on your part that if the price were to come down there, you could get a bounce. But then just more so from the overarching standpoint in terms of what would make the chart look the best and healthiest, that would be the price staying above 236, which as of now, the price isn't anywhere close to that. But all in all, good day for Tesla. Next one, PLTR, and the uptrend continues. I mean, this thing's already been, there we go, already been in a good solid uptrend. Although to be fair, it did enter into this period of a whole lot of sideways action, but the sideways action has ended, and the past few days have been very, very nice in the upwards direction. So that's more so the overall context of things. But in the very near term, what I would definitely call the ideal level, which you now know is that area which the price can stay above it, would certainly make the chart look very, very impressively strong, would be if the price can stay above 39.30. But yes, you're probably finishing my sentence for me. From the overarching standpoint, just watch that purple line as it moves itself higher and higher. As long as the price stays above there, the bulls are in full control. In terms of levels of resistance, definitely no need to overcomplicate this. Very simple question. Where did the party finally stop today? And that was essentially right up there at $40.25. So keep a close eye on that moving forward. But all in all, great back half of the week. Higher highs, higher lows. And assuming you're bullish, that's the name of the game. Next one here, ticker symbol MARA, and very, very nice mover today. The writing was on the wall for a while. Granted, it took some patience. Again, going back to the whole idea of this sideways action. Never guarantees anything, but makes it plausible. But yeah, you know what? This sideways action was a leading indicator that this downwards move here was starting to kind of get digested, and then started late day yesterday, and then that much more today. So good move up, and now it's just a question of can this momentum continue to build upon itself. Definitely going to be a key battleground here moving forward, right at the basically $16.65. Going back to the history, you can see this general area right there created quite the problem, and even right there is where it got rejected. So that's not to say that 1665 can never be broken, but it is to say that, yeah, that's been a problem point, and that if the price is going to continue on up, that's definitely going to be an area where the bulls better bring their A game to fight up through there. In terms of areas of support, pretty straightforward here. Ideal level of support, if the price can now stay above the pink line, 200 period moving average, that would be fantastic. But if it doesn't, the must hold level would certainly be that purple line down there. And the reason I call that a must hold is if the price were to come down there and then break down below it, at that point, you'd have the price having gone quite literally right back to where it was. And I mean, not to insult your intelligence, but price movements that make a great move and then go right back to where it started, not exactly a sign of genuine strength. So that is why I'd say that 50 period moving average, definitely a must hold area. But all in all, definitely a good way to end the week. Next one, TQQQ. And finally, the level has been broken. What level? Well, if you've been following my videos, you've probably grown sick of me talking about 70.45 as a key area of resistance. And it was kind of stubborn today, but ultimately the price got above it. And then check it out, classic example right there of that resistance behaving as support, and then you got continuation up through there. So I'm going to go ahead and get rid of that level as it served its purpose for now, and then just make that first update, which is based on a foundational rule in charting, which states when levels of resistance are broken and closed above, you want to see them act as support, which again has already happened a couple of times. So keep an eye on 70.45 now as that level of support in the event there is a pullback. In terms of areas of resistance, key battleground to keep an eye on going into next week, right up there, that overarching trend line right there. I mean, you could also just look at these highs from right there. I mean, because that's a very valid question right now. Is there going to be some sort of double top? Even if there's not, I still want to get too overly excited because not that far away from the highs right there. Again, you have that trend line right there. But overall, very, very good way to end the week. I'll get to Bitcoin here in just a second, but for you stock traders out there, again, if you like what you saw here, then definitely go get signed up for the free live webinar next week. It'll be Thursday, October 10th at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. So I hope to see you there. All right, now let's talk some Bitcoin. One quick clarification here. I am using the 4-hour time frame now, meaning each one of these candlesticks represents 4 hours and not 30 minutes. And that's because Bitcoin is open 24/7. So in order for this analysis to remain relevant for as long as possible, using these longer time frames allows me to accomplish that. And I'm just going to operate under the assumption you're watching this video sometime on Sunday afternoon. So on Sunday afternoon, when you're watching this, question number one you need to ask yourself is, where is the price at relative to 60,400, which is the value of that pink line? In any way, shape, or form, if you're answering the question, the price is above that level, that's a good thing. I'm not going to say it's a great thing, but it's a good thing, because even if you're watching this and the price is down around here, that would still be good in the sense of you could still make the argument, well, it's still bottoming out here. And that's like I said, not the most exciting argument, but it is still a good argument in the sense of it's bottoming out, it's not going any lower. Now, if you say, well, actually, Clay, the price is down below 60,400, that is not good. Now, how bad is it? Well, that's where common sense comes into play. If you're saying, well, Clay, right now the price is right around here. Okay, that's not good. But if you're saying, well, actually, Clay, the price is way down there, well, that would be telling you that things have gotten that much worse. So like I said, common sense will take you far. But now if you're saying, well, yeah, Clay, the price is above 60,400, well, then the next question would be, just out of curiosity is, okay, well, where's the price at relative to the purple line right there, which you now know is that 50-period moving average? If you're saying and answering that question that the price is above that purple line, that would be telling you Bitcoin is having a fantastic weekend. And the bulls have not only stayed strong, because right now they're strong, but so not only have they stayed strong, that they've gotten even that much stronger to be able to push through such a key area right there. So keep your eye on those questions or those levels, walk yourself through those questions, and that'll keep you up to date on Bitcoin all weekend long. And as I invited the stock traders, I'm inviting you as a Bitcoin and crypto trader to definitely get signed up for this free class, because what you're learning about can and certainly should be used within the world of Bitcoin and crypto too. So as mentioned earlier, it'll be next week, Thursday, October 10th at 8 p.m. Eastern time. So I hope to see you there. As far as the top 10 videos are concerned, if you enjoy these, hit that like button, leave a comment below. If you're not yet a subscriber, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Thanks for watching. Have a great weekend.